Once, this phone was a symbol of power, heavy, expensive, impossible to ignore. It didn't have apps, cameras, or notifications, yet people treated it like the future itself. Today, collectors are hunting these brick phones down, paying more than they cost when they were new. What makes a giant, outdated phone so irresistible in a world obsessed with thinner, smarter devices, and why are people suddenly falling in love with them again? This phone is older than the internet. It weighs more than a modern laptop. It barely knows how to do one thing, make a call. And yet today, people are paying hundreds, sometimes thousands of dollars, just to own it. Why? Before touchscreens, before apps, before our lives became tethered to glowing rectangles, there was a time when simply making a phone call felt futuristic. To hold a mobile phone was to hold the future in your hand. And if you owned one of these early mobile giants, you weren't just talking to someone, you were making a statement. These devices were the legendary brick phones, the massive, heavy mobile phones of the late 1970s through the 1990s. The batteries barely lasted an hour. The antennas stretched out dramatically. The buttons clicked like machinery, and somehow that made them magical. Back then, this was cutting-edge technology. Magazine ads called them revolutionary. Commercials treated them like status symbols. To own one meant something: success, authority, importance, or at least the image of it. Brick phones were never built for convenience. They were built to signal power. Prices were outrageous. Calls were expensive. Coverage was unreliable. But when someone pulled out a brick phone in public, people noticed. Technology wasn't disposable then. It wasn't replaced every year. It was heavy, it was rare, and it demanded respect. So why are people collecting them again today? First, nostalgia. For many people, brick phones represent a time when technology still felt exciting instead of exhausting. They capture an era when a phone didn't track you, distract you, or demand your attention every second. It just connected you to another person, and that was enough. Second, design. Modern phones all look nearly identical. Thin, smooth, glass rectangles. Efficient, but forgettable. Brick phones were bold, awkward, mechanical. They had personality. They weren't trying to disappear into your pocket. They wanted to be seen. And third, scarcity. Most brick phones were thrown away, recycled, or lost. Many models simply vanished. Today, every surviving unit feels like a relic, a preserved artifact from the dawn of mobile communication. Some rare brick phones now sell for hundreds or thousands of dollars, especially when they include original packaging, working batteries, antennas, chargers, or untouched accessories. To collectors, they aren't outdated tech. They're time capsules, physical reminders of where modern communication began. But something deeper pulls people toward them. There's an unusual calmness in holding one. There are no notifications, no feeds, no endless scrolling. Just a keypad and one purpose. In a world where phones constantly compete for your attention, these old bricks feel strangely honest. They don't pretend to be anything more than what they are. Pressing those tactile buttons feels deliberate, thoughtful. Every call meant something. Nothing was casual. Technology slowed you down instead of speeding you up. And in that slowness, there was meaning. Brick phones remind us of a moment when innovation felt monumental, not invisible. When technology didn't quietly integrate into every second of life, but arrived with weight, presence, and awe. They marked the boundary between two eras, a world where communication felt rare and the world we live in now. They weren't smart, they weren't efficient, they weren't comfortable, but they made people stop, they made people look, and more importantly, they made technology feel special. Maybe that's why collectors place them carefully on shelves, polish them, preserve them, and protect their stories. These devices hold memories of boardrooms, long car rides, first business calls, and iconic movie moments. They symbolize ambition, confidence, and the thrill of owning something once thought impossible. In the end, brick phones are not collected because they are useful. They are collected because they represent a promise, the first step toward a connected world, taken with awkward, oversized confidence. They remind us that progress once felt heavy, and that sometimes the things we leave behind still have the power to make us say, wow. And if stories like this fascinate you, the ones buried inside old technology, lost objects, and forgotten inventions stick around. There is so much more to uncover. If stories like this fascinate you, hit subscribe. There are so many more secrets from the past waiting to be uncovered.